It's called game.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Recreate podcast, Cooldown Room. I'm here with my friends. Yes, these are my friends. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. But I'm stuck with these guys. Chris, Vinyl, and Ash. How are we, guys?
Yeah, awesome, man. Awesome.
Here. Getting through a balmy summer, Sydney summer. Season's almost over. Let's go through Qatar. Who wants to kick us
Qatar wasn't
off?
quite as hot as it was in Sydney right now. It was a bit cooler at night time.
Right?
Yeah, true.
Right. And it gave us some interesting results. I mean, it wasn't a very exciting race. Let's face it. Max, other than the first lap, Max took the lead and held it that way. His first win in non-wet weather conditions in quite some time. Back to their winning ways. Red Bull back to dominance. But I guess most of the conversation, other than the race, is on the penalties, right? Let's start.
Yep.
I wanted to talk first about qualifying. Okay, so George Russell, there's a Max in front of him, slows down, he's warming for his hot lap, and George Russell is behind him. Telemetry shows that, radio shows that he was told the cars in front of you are slow, and yet he still accelerates up the arse of Max Verstappen in order to almost bait a penalty, right? Then they get to the steward's office, and according to Max's version of events, he snitched on him like a hall monitor. What do we think of this?
Pretty good gamesmanship. Sneaky.
Yeah. Well, I think the point is that Russell wasn't on a hot lap. Like, if Russell was on a hot lap, Red Bull would have seen that on the telemetry and told Max plenty of time. Russell was on a 2 slow laps, so he wasn't on a hot lap, and you can't expect Max to know that you want to warm up your tires on this corner and slow down your tires on that corner. You know, if he's not on a hot lap, Max doesn't have to get out of his way. Like, you can't, he can't know when you're choosing to burn the rears and warm them up and slow them down. Like, he's not a mind reader. If you're not on a hot lap,
it's equal opportunity. If you're on a warm up lap, it's how you choose to warm up the tires and create the gap, and that's part of the the tire preparation. It's only on a hot lap they need to get out of the way. So I think
total non-event that became an event. And Max was really unimpressed about it.
Yeah, Max said he lost all respect for him after that. He called him all types of names under the sun. This is just George being George.
I hope. No sweary words.
I felt like this was just George Russell. He would have been the King's Lynn head prefect, don't you reckon?
Yeah, I agree. Head choir boy. But I also agree. But I also think that, like, Max has got to take it with a grain of salt, because Max has a problem with it when it's face-to-face, because they're both in the steward's room, right? This is the only time in the steward's room when I've seen this.
Yeah.
But when they're in the car, they're quite happy to call out other drivers. Oh, I think you might have done something wrong, like he did to Lando in the race with the yellow flag. They're quite happy to snitch on other people.
Yeah.
Max is quite happy to snitch on other people during the race, right? His problem is when it's face-to-face. So I think there might be
a good take. That's
issue there, right?
Yeah.
Max is quite happy to snitch on Lando or his competitors during the race if he thinks they're doing something wrong.
But we don't.
He's like, I've never seen anyone in the steward's room in front of me tell me I'm doing something wrong. Like, I've never seen another driver do that. How dare they? That's disgusting.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's my take.
Which leads on to, did Lando slow under the yellows or not?
Yeah, should we go to that?
So.
Do you want to
talk more about that? He didn't.
His foot was down. His foot was flat.
He never lifted.
Yeah, but Max was the one who noticed that and
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, so it's a bit of a double standard for Max. Max is like, you can't do it. It's really insulting if you do it to my face, but we can all do it behind each other's backs to a team radio.
To our radios.
I don't think that was the whole thing. It was more the fact that Russell deliberately accelerated up to Max. Like, he was going slow, and then all of a sudden, it's like, whoopah.
Yeah.
Here's my opportunity to... And it's good gamesmanship by Russell. I think that's part of the deal. So if you're going to get... pole position, then you get it. It's smart.
Yeah.
But you lose it. I mean, I can see it from both sides. I reckon it was a good move by Russell to do it, but at the same time, I can understand why Max is pissed because
both things can be true.
It.
Yeah. Both things can be true. Like Max can be hard done by, and and Russell can be a snitchy bitch. So
I don't think it's similar
Russell got it right.
I don't think it's similar to Lando's case because Lando, like, he stuffed up. Like, he did. There was no outside factor to stuff him up. It was all on him. So that was like, and that was clear cut. Like, and sharp on Max, but I guess he was always checking to see how close Lando was anyway. So he picked up that the gap closed and that tweaked him, and he made a call on the radio.
So do we think, like, let's just underline them. Do we think the penalty for Max was deserved or undeserved? Mike, let's go with you first.
Undeserved.
Undeserved, Ash?
Yeah, I'm a 50-50, man. I mean, like, if it's like that, then it's like that. Then they got to change the rules, so 50-50.
Chris?
Undeserved. Yeah. It was created. It was created.
I think it was undeserved. I think it was created, and had George not pitched it, I mean, he put the onus on the stewards, and it's up to the stewards, really, so you can't blame George. But I can imagine Max's face during the whole thing. We might have to get into that one.
Can I just throw something out there?
Yeah.
Like, relating to our earlier points. Maybe the weakness in the stewards at the moment, like a new steward.
Oh.
This guy's managing F2, F1 Academy. This guy's is the F1 steward for everything right at the moment.
He's
juggling a lot of balls in there.
Yeah.
Maybe Merck and George are seeing a weakness, and they're like, go for it, man. Let's push him. Like, maybe we can get something out of it. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Form. They've got form before. Like, Russell and Max have had a run in earlier the year, so there could be some underlying niggle between the two. I can't remember what it was, but remember Max was like really pissed off with Russell for something, and they had words after the race was finished, and my memory fails me, but it was this year. It was earlier this year.
I remember. It definitely rings a bell. George Russell being a snitch, that definitely rings a bell. How about the Lando penalty? Too severe, not severe enough. Andre says somewhere a dusty book was checked, and the rules looked up. What do you think?
I love Andrea. I love
he's so funny, dude. He's so quotable.
Like his poetic style of answering questions.
Yeah, what do we think of that?
I just like his accent.
I think stop-go penalties are, like, my personal, they're out of date. I think the cars are so fast now that making them come in for a pit stop and doing a penalty, just give them a time penalty. Like,
just throw it on top of the race.
Specific as well. It's circuit specific. Like, some circuits are more penalised than others.
Man, 20 seconds or 30 seconds, still 20 seconds. It's a massive. That's 20 seconds plus your 10 seconds.
It ruins a race,
penalty.
Yeah, it's a race ruining.
I think, so I think just give him a time penalty.
I get what you're saying, though, Mike. Like, a 5-second penalty in Monaco is different from a 5-second penalty in Spa, where the pit lane is so long that it will totally screw you over. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you can't recover.
But I think that's even a more, to my point, that makes the penalty not consistent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't say this infringement is a 5-second stop-go penalty at any track, because it means it's not consistent, because some tracks have got long pit lanes, some tracks have short pit lanes. So it should just be a time penalty. Like,
I can see why they want it.
Now. You get a stop-go penalty, your race is ruined.
I can see why they do it, because they want the result to be clear as the cars finish the line. They don't want it to be like, oh, he's in third, but really he's in fourth, he's in fifth, but he's really in second. They don't want that to be unclear, but it's too punitive, I think. It's too punitive, and it can just totally throw off the results of the race for something undeserved.
Yeah, I think double wave yellows, like, you got to slow down. Like, that's a big, that's a big
no more severe... penalty, no more severe action than double waved yellows.
But I think the other point is, should they have been double waved yellows? No, it should have been a yellow flag. Like, it was never a double wave yellow situation. It was Gasly pulled over on the side of the straight at the start of the straight. It wasn't a double wave yellow. Didn't deserve double. And after Lando went past, a couple of other guys went past on double wave yellows. They changed it to a single yellow. It never should have been a double waved yellow. Like it wasn't a dangerous, like there was a guy on the side of the straight, off the racing line, at the start, not at the end of the straight where it's an overtaking point. It never should have been a double wave yellow. It always should have been just a yellow flag.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that doesn't mitigate Lando's fault. It was a double wave yellow when he went through, so he's got to do what, he's got to lift. But yeah, it still shouldn't have been a double waved yellow.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I thought it was so that double wave wasn't for the debris from Bottas running over the mirror.
Albon mirror.
Yeah.
No, wasn't it for Gasly? Because Gasly Gasly.
Gasly finished the race.
Ocon, wasn't when somebody didn't somebody pull up on the straight? Wasn't that what the double wave yellow
toward the end of the race? Wasn't it toward the end of the race before they pulled the safety car and everything like that?
Wow.
The mirror was on the track, and they're like, "Well, no."
This is why people come to us, the high level analysis.
Okay,
all right, let's move on to something.
Right at the end of the race, you have to serve it right at the end.
Let's move on to something we do know about.
I thought it was
Jesus
the mirror.
Christ.
I thought it was the mirror too.
I'm happy to talk about the mirror. The mirror, the mirror is also worth talking about. That's another point. Like,
let's cut it right there because we're fucking getting exposed.
I apologize if I'm wrong on that.
No, all good. But the obviously the indecision led to more debris, which led to more punctures. More drivers get retired because of it. It was just a schmozzle. Of a race, I think, and it made it kind of difficult to watch. And so let's go back to lap 1. Max overtakes Russell. Norris overtakes Russell. Safety car. Hulkenberg goes into Ocon, who goes into Colapinto.
Yeah, I think Hulk was really lucky not to get a penalty, taking out 2 guys in the first corner. Really lucky. Like, I know they've got this first corner thing. Like, I don't think just because it's the first corner, it should be a racing incident. It's not fair for the guys whose race you ruined in the first corner. Like, I think first corner was just like any other corner of any other race of any other lap. Like, if you lose it and crash into somebody on the first corner of the race, you should be punished. Yeah. Because it ruined 2 guys' races, man. And Hulk got to carry on. So I thought that was, I mean, I like Hulk. Sweet. Yeah, I like Hulk, but I don't think it was fair that he ruined 2 guys' races in the first corner for an error. Yeah, he got to carry on.
Yeah. Any other takes on that? Oh, we're quiet today, boys. What's going on? All right, lap 5.
To say.
What happened in lap 34? 2 punctures, Lewis and Sainz debris. I mean, all this stuff. I don't know if it's worth going over. Let's talk about Hamilton's whingy ass at the end of the race. So I'm going to retire the car. Fine, go ahead, retire the car. I'm not retiring the car. Winners don't quit. That's how I sort of perceived it.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a bit bizarre, Mike. Sorry.
Yeah, I was really disappointed by that action. Like, if the car was like in pieces, I can understand, like, not wanting to risk an engine or safety. It was just like a bit of it was a throw in the towel moment that just caught me kind of by surprise.
And then they called his bluff. Sorry, Ash.
But he's done it before.
He always does it.
I was going to say that.
He always does it.
Things are going his way, man. When things are going his way.
They call his bluff like a mother at the supermarket with her toy, right? With a kid with a toy. They call the bluff and say, okay, walk home. And then he's like, afterwards in the pen, he's flexing like, oh, I don't quit. I never quit. Dude, the hypocrisy and the cynicism. It was so lame, dude. And I just... Oh, this is awful.
His post-race comments for like, I'm just grateful to wake up healthy every day. #blessed. Like, I'm just happy to be here. I was just like, it's it cringy, man. Like,
it's so cringy, bro. What is happening to this Lewis? I think this situation at Mercedes is cracking his psyche, bro. Like, I don't like to see this Lewis. Maybe he just... I don't know.
He's always been like this, man.
With Vettel, in the first corner of Suzuka in about 5.5 minutes.
Dude. Oh, this is hard to
I think
watch.
he's already checked out of Merc. It's all over. He's done.
Big time, man.
I can't. Man, I want to pick him for the next race, but after that, I was like, I can't.
Nah,
man, they're talking about Ocon and doing. They should put bloody Antonelli in.
Ouch. What a send off,
man. So, you want to retire the car?
Yeah.
We'll retire you, man. We can retire you right now. You want to retire the car?
Oh, this is an inglorious end to a glorious career, man.
Because you get the feeling Merck want to send him off in a good way, but it's just not happening. It's just he's pissing on it, and he's not giving them any reason to think of the good times at all, because he's just making it really awkward, complaining about the car being uneven, and and all this kind of stuff. That story mid-year was leaked from his team. You know what I mean? And all that kind of stuff. It just. Yeah, it doesn't bode well. This is a bad side to Lewis that, has probably always been there, but when he's winning, there's less to complain about. So. He can't do this next year, man. He can't do this at Ferrari. The Italian media will eat him alive.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Eat him alive.
I know, right? I'm laughing just thinking about it.
It's going to be crazy. You're going to have to see a totally straightforward killer Lewis all the way through the year. There can't be any. They'll just jump on him.
Yeah. I don't know. Ferrari, Catholicism, Ferrari... Yeah, those are the main religions in Italy. And pasta. You can't, and Barella. You can't go with that, man.
The other thing is maybe he won't care about the Italian media because, I'm British, I don't care. He might just might not even be an issue for him. I don't know, but either way, it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be
awesome.
It's going to be a game that he's got to play, right? It's a different type of media.
Yeah. Nuts. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be drama for sure. What else have we got here, guys? Is there any more about the race that we want to talk about? Let's stick to Qatar for a little bit before we go to Abu Dhabi.
Man, I want to mention how much I'm going to miss Kmag. He had a great race.
Dude,
he was
let's do that.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Great battles. Awesome. Great battles with Albon. Gave him the big F off when he got past him after being pushed wide 3 laps in a row, and just kept his foot in it when he was pushed wide, kept his foot in on the gravel to get the inside for the next corner. Kmag, I'm going to miss that guy, man. Serious racer. Big balls. I'm not saying I want to suck him or anything, but a serious, F1 driver.
Don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to say that.
Could be hope. He could sign with Cadillac. I'm praying for that to happen.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I hope so.
Let's pay tribute to Kmag, Bottas, Ricardo,
Joe.
Colapinto, Sargent.
Great race from Joe, yeah.
Joe,
he
4 points.
Driver of the day. Dude, killed it.
Killing Sergio. It's killing Sergio in the last 4 races. Who isn't? But
forget about that, dude.
Hey, that's a topic. That's a hot topic we've got to get to, yeah?
It was good to see.
It was good to see, man. Happy for Joe to go out on a high. Going to miss Bottas. He deserved better in his final years, but you got the impression he was just doing it for the paycheck at the end. I
like Valtteri, but I think
I like Valtteri.
Too nice
was
to
it
be
5.0 or 6.0? What can you get up to?
Yeah. I do like
Windows
it.
11.
It was like DC. This year's my year.
The good thing is I'm looking forward
Next
to
year is
seeing
my
him in
year.
V8. I'm looking forward to seeing him in V8 supercars, so I'm not going to have to miss him. So that's
That'll happen.
News.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to be in V8s pretty soon.
Versus
It's going to
Ricardo.
be Adelaide Motorsport Festival. You guys want to go?
Yeah, man. Yes.
All right. Is there anything else on Qatar we would need to hit on?
It
pretty
would have been
uneventful
a great
stuff.
race. It would have been a great race if Lando was fighting, but it wasn't.
He
So,
wasn't.
Well, he got the penalty, right?
You got
but even before that, you thought maybe there was one point where he sort of came back at max and cut it to under 2 seconds of a gap.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, here we go. Here's the McLaren end of stint pace, but it didn't eventuate, and that was disappointing. I was hoping there'd be something, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then the safety car and the penalty and all that killed it. So the penalty double hurt because it was after a safety car, so the fuels all bunched up, so nailed it. So it could have been good. It could have been great, but
True. Well, I think another point is good weekend for actually, even though Carlos had a pretty crappy race. He got sort of screwed over by yellow flags. He also got a puncture from the debris. Did a full
true.
lap on a,
Yeah,
did
good
the
memory.
full lap on a punctured tyre. But and I think everyone was expecting McLaren to extend their lead over Ferrari, right?
No, but it didn't happen. Yeah.
But Ferrari actually closed the gap, so credit to Ferrari.
I
don't
know.
think many people expected them to catch McLaren here. Like McLaren, on paper, it's a really good circuit for McLaren. Like lots of high speed. So yeah, that's another point to make.
Yeah. Anything else to add, Mark?
Just Joe got some points. Driver of the day, like good on him. Like in the swan song of his F1 career, you know, scores as many points as Perez has in the past like 5 races or something like that in one foul swoop.
He's the he's the measure to all which all races are now compared.
That's right. So Perez finishes 8th in the championship. The last time someone finished worse than that to his teammate was Jos Verstappen to Marcus Schumacher.
No way!
Who finished 10th.
Oh, that's a great stat.
When Marcus Schumacher won for Benetton.
Please post that. Please post that to Josh.
You got to post that on social media. You got to post that on social media right now.
Post that to Josh.
Yeah.
Post that to Josh, man.
Tag Max.
Tag Josh. It's going to blow up.
You gotta, dude. That's your responsibility now. That is huge. Wow.
Yeah.
So let's get on that, man.
That's by a teammate to the world champion since Jos Verstappen.
Jos the boss.
That's good.
Daddy.
That's
simply,
gonna kill.
Simply lovely, Daddy. Like, okay, so
where? When you're in the same car, you came 10th.
Obviously, it's gotten to the point of too much is enough. Perez is now confirmed almost, according to most of the media, to be out now. Whether this race or in the off season, and now it's like that race seat is up for grabs. Who's going to get it and why? Mike, let's kick it off, man.
Mate, first of all, just the irony of being picking up Kit Kat as a personal sponsor. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. It's Perez.
Man, that Telmex money ran out fast. It took him far, but not far enough.
Yeah, Lawson hasn't looked as strong. Like he wasn't strong in Qatar. So, like, his trajectory towards the Red Bull seat was looking, I wouldn't say certain, but it was looking positive. Like, yeah, he didn't have a good Las Vegas. He didn't have a good Qatar. People are sort of dancing around Yuki and asking him the question. Yuki's saying, oh, look, it's all up to Red Bull now.
Okay, so, Marco, just pretend you're Marco. Who are you giving the seat to, man?
Mate, put Yuki in. Just put him in. I mean, they always do the half-season swap. If Yuki does a De Vries, unlikely, then Liam's there. But like, Liam's still so fresh. Like when he's fast, he looks really good. But like, last couple of races have shown him up. You know, racecraft.
He's out qualified.
To adapt to the tire conditions.
Yeah, he's out qualified Liam like 4 straight races or something. Like he has come on Yuki after, you know. Yeah, Liam was looking very promising. He had the seat all marked. You're right.
Like, either put Yuki on the upward thing or destroy his career like Red Bull does. I don't know, do something with Yuki.
Who's next? Good takes. Who you got, Chris? Ash looks like he's still thinking, so I'll come back to Ash.
Yeah, I think they should. I think on performance, probably give it to Yuki. I don't think they will. I think they'll give it to Liam.
They'll go for upside, I think. Yeah.
I think it's a mistake. He hasn't had enough experience. Max will destroy him. He'll try too hard. He'll try to beat Max rather than get better, you know, be better. And I think he'll try and beat Max, and he'll end up crashing, and it won't work. Like a Liam needs more time.
Needs more seasoning.
It's unfair to put a guy in the Red Bull with like
fully
10 races maybe in his.
If I'm Liam, I actually don't take it.
What did you to Gasly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm Liam, I don't take it. I say I need more seasoning. Let Yuki either shine or condemn himself.
He'll never get another chance. But man, if you get the opportunity, Marco is like, oh, okay, the chosen one doesn't want the opportunity. Okay, chosen one,
but it's premature. But it's still premature. You know what I mean? He's set up to fail. Yeah, it's so early. He's still so young, inexperienced.
On the condition that he has a copy of Albon's notebook.
No one has stepped into that seat.
Not to do.
or Gasly's notebook. Didn't Gasly have an extensive notebook?
Yeah, another one. No, what? Don't do this.
Yeah. Ash, who you pick up?
I think it's unfair to not have a full season in F1. Like, not unfair, but it's too tough an ask.
He's not Max.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I got to agree with everyone else. But Sonoda, but man, if you can do it, buy out Sainz, get Sainz. That's the other. Because they got nothing, man. They've got no one that's really going to do. I don't think Yuki's going to be consistent enough for constructors title. To fight for it anyway. And
can he do
more consistent than Checo? You don't need to be that good though. That's the thing. You only need to be
better than Checo,
scoring points every second race. Not scoring points no races. Like Checo has half the season.
He just needs to give 60 more points, and they're in the championship lead.
Yeah.
He just needs to do that minimum.
You shouldn't be in Checo's contract, man. If we don't win the constructors, or if we don't, it's looking like we're not going to win the constructors, you're gone. Like, that's what you're there for. You all know you're not going to win the drivers. The only reason you're there is to win the constructors. And if we're not going to do it with you, you're flicked, mate. Like,
I think Yuki
doesn't look like we're going to do it with you, you're gone. That should have been in the contract.
Yeah,
it should be with every driver that signs a Red Bull contract as the number 2 driver. You're there to make sure we win the constructors. It's pretty simple.
Sorry, Ashley,
I want to see Yuki and Max on the same team just to see how they deal with each other on track if they're next to each other. especially Yuki.
Angry Yuki!
Be like, this is my time.
He goes full manga angry.
No one's given.
You can see the flaming hair. Akira! He goes crazy, man. I don't know. I think it's time for Yuki to move on or get into the seat or move on. Either way, he's been in the number 2 team too long. Where it's move on time to a mid team or to that seat. If he can hang, amazing. But it'd be interesting to see. I don't know if they either guy is what they're looking for right now, which is like where you're getting with Sainz. I'd like to see Sainz get there. Yuki goes over. Why not? But yeah, that wasn't the question. But still,
I know. I think it's just the Red Bulls got no one. They haven't really. Neither Yuki or Lawson, I think, are their ideal choice. They really need someone else. But if it's going to be someone from the RB team, Yuki.
Sorry, Chris. I think you're cutting out there.
Yeah, I agree, Ash. But sorry, guys. Yeah, I agree with Ash. And I think the trouble is Max is so quick. You can't put some guy from F2 in there. Even if he wins F2, I don't think you can put a guy hasn't raced an F1 race.
Not being consistent and Yuki maybe not be able to do the job and so forth. You freaking put in a Mercedes factory works team to be able to score all the points they need for the constructors and to challenge the championship. The guys, like what? He's raced 3 races in F2 or something and a couple of F3 races.
Yuki was more consistent than Ricciardo. Like, he beat him, saw him off, retired him. Yeah. So it needs some credit there. Like, I don't think Yuki gets the credit he deserves.
He doesn't. Pinned on that test, man. That test at the end of the year.
He's putting it all in there.
Yeah, he's got to really shine in that, and then pretty much if he does well in that, then it's signed sealed, bro.
Get it, Yuki.
What are they gonna do? Pay out Checo? Or is he going to get I heard he's going to get been offered an ambassadorial role with Red Bull. So.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure he'll keep saying that telco.
When Horner was interviewed, Horner was, and I really like Horner. I think Horner's a really smooth operator as far as team principles go. When you listen to him.
That's what she said.
He says, what, there's another side to what he says. He's it's up to Checo what Checo wants to do. We're not making him do anything. They're just fucking retire gracefully, dude. This is your chance.
Yeah.
All you need to do is say, it's time for me to spend some time with my family.
Yeah.
They're giving him the option. It's obviously all there coded. They're it's up to Checo what he wants to do. We're not going to force him, but we have to make the best decision for the team. Checo should retire gracefully. That's the best thing Checo can do. Because he's just going to get sacked otherwise. So just retire gracefully, mate, and say it's time for me to spend time with my family.
Big smile all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
See.
All right. Speaking of endings of illustrious careers, it begins so it ends. For now, anyway, at least with Alpine. C'est la vie, Ocon. Onto brighter and better futures with Haas, it looks like, but unceremoniously dumped for the last race in place of Jack Doohan. What's going on there? Was he blamed for that incident?
Flavio.
Okay, Mike. Expand.
Yeah, so apparently, like the deal was to participate in the Haas end of year test, that he would have to give up Alpine early, and part of that I'm giving up Alpine early is you're not getting the last race, mate.
Okay.
It's good for Jack. It's good
for Jack. I mean, Ocon himself said this is not how I wanted it to end. I feel like it was a mutual decision, and there may have been, some emotions in the track. How about you, Chris? How will you see Ocon's time at Alpine?
Well, I don't think it was mutual because he had a special helmet made for the last race, like a tribute helmet Alpine made for the last race. So I don't think it was mutual. But But I also think it's actually it's just one of those things. It will actually better for everyone. Like it's better for Ocon. It's better for Doohan. It's a bit awkward, but it's actually probably better for everyone in the long run. Doohan gets a head start. Ocon gets a head start. It's good for everyone, really. It's not a good look. But I think after Monaco, I think they were done with Ocon. I think after Monaco, it was all over for him, man.
Yeah.
They were like, we're done with you. It's over. So,
and then the guys who fired him left too, right? They got fired.
Yeah, the whole team got slotted over. Weird.
It's sad that Ocon's going because he got the bulk of the points of Brazil. Like he was the one that finished in front.
He's the greatest ever point scorer. Like he was with Alonso, man, and he's got the best results for Alpine ever.
Yeah,
and it was good fortune, but it's not easy to lead a race when you find yourself leading a race in a slow car. So he's not a bad driver. He's a good driver.
No, he's a good driver. He suffers from
his temperament. He's just got a teammate. Yeah, he's just got a teammate problem. He
suffers from a perception problem and a marketing problem. Like I asked ChatGPT, why do people not like Esteban Ocon? And it gave me an answer. It didn't say that's a loaded question, Michael. It said people don't like Esteban Ocon for various reasons. 1, on-track incidents. 2, perception of attitude. Some fans perceive Ocon as overly confident or defensive in interviews, incapable of taking responsibility and rubbing people the wrong way. Thanks again, ChatGPT. Love you. Is ChatGPT spot on?
Yes, pretty spot on.
I think I could apply to. I think you could apply that to Lando just as equally. Like, look at his post-race interview after Qatar.
Lando's British. He can be a ponce and get away with it. He can be a ponce and still be popular.
I don't work for Sky F1. I don't work for Sky F1. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Lando is of a similar ilk. But yeah, sorry, Ashley, you were saying, dude?
Oh, just with Alpine, they're fighting for 6th, and they're getting rid of a guy that could score on points, but they're slotting in.
Right?
Not that Mick's going to be bad, but if there's a potential for points,
they're starting a rookie.
Yeah. So it's all crazy. It's all crazy. Question to the vinyl.
Snatch 5th. Yeah.
Is Flavio managing Jack? Who's managing Jack? That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, Mike. Who's managing Jack?
I don't know.
Don't know.
His dad? No, is it Mick doing?
I'm going to ask ChatGPT again.
That's a good idea.
But interesting side note, the only reason Doohan's in F1 is because Mick Schumacher and Mick Doohan were neighbours in Monaco.
Were they?
And Mick Schumacher gifted both Jack Doohan and his sister go-karts when they were kids.
That's unreal.
And they started go-karting. So also Jack Doohan had an accident on a bike when he was a kid and broke a bone. So he got rear-ended. So he's like, I'm not sure if this is for me. But at that time, Mick Schumacher gifted them both go-karts and he got into four-wheel racing.
Wow.
So
don't you mean Michael?
Just a side point. Yeah, well, Mick.
And
Mick doing
gifted
about Michael Schumacher.
Gifted Mick Schumacher a set of dolls and a doll toy, and that influenced his career from then on too. It's quite remarkable, the story. Let's look at our predictions, guys. Fuck, we suck at this, man. I predicted Lando, Oscar, Lewis. Vinyl, you had Oscar, Lando, George.
Mate, I was pretty good during the sprint.
You're pretty good. Yeah.
Look at the sprint.
Yeah.
It's pretty much on.
I mean, we
qualifying out there, apart from George.
We shouldn't be holding a gambling site. That's what I'm saying. Carlos, Ash, you had Carlos, Charles, Lewis.
I got one, man. That's a win.
You got one. That's pretty good. Chris got two. Chris is the winner this week. He got Oscar, Max, Carlos. So he got two people on the podium. How did we not see this coming?
I did.
I didn't see him. I will next race.
Yeah. Max.
Red Bull are back.
All right. One last piece of gossip before we move on. FIA president blast F1 drivers as fine row escalates. Do we tell them how to drive? Do we tell them what to have as their strategy? That's so racist, Michael. Sorry. It's none of their business. Sorry. I am a driver. I respect drivers. Let them go and concentrate on what they do best, which is race. Woo!
Yeah. I think the point is the drivers don't. None of them respect this guy. I think that's the point. I really don't think they respect him. I think he's just rolling from up on high and pulling the decisions out of his ass with no consultation. Man, remember, I don't know how many of our viewers remember the era of Charlie Whiting.
Yeah.
But that was when they were all on the same page. They all worked together collaboratively. Maybe part of it was because you might die during the race, during his era. So they were all sort of chummy and like working together to make it the best environment they could. Yeah. I don't know. But I'm just like, it can actually work.
It can work. You
can have a race director who's your friend, who's also the boss. Charlie Whiting proved it. So it's a bit sad, I think. It's a bit sad, I think, the situation we find ourselves in.
It's getting to a halt where I don't see any resolution other than, the drivers aren't going to leave. MBS is going to be forced out of this. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah. It's going to be... I'm just torn. It's such a struggle. Like, I don't think MBS is going to be, like, kicking and screaming, like... if they're trying to get rid of him. I don't think they'll get rid of him. I think that he's going to have to like kowtow to the drivers and form some kind of compromise that will have to step, because I don't think he can handle stepping aside.
No, he surrounded himself with yes men and echo chambers, as we all do, but like he's done well to insulate himself and his power, it seems. Like he's just replacing anyone who disagrees with him, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think one of the most interesting things about F1 is that it's a constant power struggle, and that nobody has the incentive. That's what's really interesting. Is it? Like,
I love that.
Is it the FIA? Is it Liberty Media? Is it the Drivers Association? They're all fighting for power and control constantly. And it makes it really fluid and interesting, and it's another point of... You don't have this in other sports.
No.
In other sports, it's just like...
It's just
who wins, who loses, who's playing well, who's not. You don't have that political subtext. I have learned to love it.
Yeah, it's like a whole Game of Thrones and a sport beyond the sport. Absolutely. Politics, power, money. It makes the whole sport fascinating and... corrupt as hell, but really enjoyable to cover and to follow. It's fascinating. Yeah,
he's up for re-election at the end of next year, I think. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see
who gets shot. Yeah, see, scan the accident reportings in Abu Dhabi for that. All right, guys. Anything else to close off with? Oh, let's do some predictions for this week, Abu Dhabi, guys. Let's jot these down.
No.
Yeah. Not going way to embarrass ourselves. You can go last, Ash. Chris, who you got, man?
It's obvious, isn't it? Checo for the win.
Yeah, baby.
For the win, I don't know. I think Max will be strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hope Carlos has a really good race and sticks it to Charles. So I'm going to go Max, Carlos, Lando.
Okay. Mike, final?
Oh, man. I really want Hamilton to do well and not be a sook and put his car into the garage and let it go. I'm going to go
Go out there. Make a long shot.
Lando, Lewis, Max. I think Lando's got the speed. He can run away with it. Lewis can try and summon some of that, still we rise kind of shit. And and then Max can just like cruise around and just stand on the podium and point at people.
I love it. How about you, Ash?
Max, Russell, and Norris.
Man, we are all playing it safe. We're all gun shy after the last few weeks. Yeah,
I would have said Lewis, man, but no, I can't. I've done it too many times.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on the fact that he's like going to finish the season on a high with his team. Merck helped him win all these championships, but
he doesn't even want to be there. He doesn't even want to be in the car. Doesn't want to drive.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that Lewis magic. I'm going to go Max, Lando, Charles. I'm going to stick straight to drivers' standings form because that's how much of a bitch I am.
Okay, bonus point. Who will Sauber Stake get one more point for the year? Will they sneak in? Will anyone sneak in?
No, they've got it. They've got it. They've had their high for the season. They peaked a bit too early. They peaked one race too early. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that was their big push.
That was
a lot of retirements.
To go with that one, it's like, hey, so the Qataris buy into Stake, race at Qatar.
Oh yeah.
Binotto turns up at the track, and all of a sudden,
Joe gets points. Conspiracy?
It's like, no, conspiracy, but it's awesome. Awesome coincidence.
And Bottas would have got points too if not for the yellow flag when it came. He was in a good position. So he got 11th. Like, he would have been in the points if he didn't get screwed over by the yellow flag.
Yeah. True that. All right, guys. Are we done for the day?
We're done for the day.
I think so.
I guess.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us once again for a Cooldown Room app. Stay tuned. We might do a watch along this weekend. We'll see. And we'll definitely do a Senna review and watch along. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your support so far. Please like and subscribe. It's the Pit Crew, Cooldown Room. Adios.
Thanks, guys.